Hello students, today I shall discuss about one of the most important component of the atmospheric layers called planetary boundary layer. This layer is situated at the lowest part of the atmosphere, nearly from 30 meters to 1 or 1.5 kilometers. So near the ground, strong wind shears and surface heating continually lead to development of turbulent eddies. That means due to the surface heating, there are some small amount of wind turbulent eddies. The turbulent eddies means the rotational motion of small component of winds. These eddies are very effective mixing agents which serves to transfer heat and water vapor away from the Earth's surface and momentum towards the Earth's surface at the rate many order of faster than the mixing rate of molecular diffusion. So the molecules normally diffuse from surface to upper side, like higher dense molecules to lower dense molecules. That is a normal diffusion process. But due to the surface, due to these planetary boundary layers, due to the surface heating, these molecules transfer faster from the surface towards the lower dense atmosphere, that is the upper atmosphere. This turbulent transport has an appreciable influence on the motion throughout a layer called planetary boundary layer, whose depth may range from about 30 to more than 3 km in highly convective condition. So during highly convective condition, this boundary layer can go above 2 to 3 km also. For statically stable atmosphere, the turbulent mixing in the boundary layer is generated primarily by dynamical instability due to the strong vertical wind shear near the ground. Thus, the turbulent mixing is mechanically driven, not thermally driven. So this is a mechanical phenomena where the mixing agents which transfer to the upper boundary of the atmosphere. So in this, the lower portion of this atmosphere is called planetary boundary layer. So in this video, we shall discuss some properties of the planetary boundary layer. So this planetary boundary layer can be divided into two sub-layers, the surface layer and the Ekman layer. The surface layer is the lower few meters of the atmosphere. The velocity profile is adjusted in this layer so that the horizontal frictional stress is nearly independent of weight and height. I shall discuss about this surface layer later. That means the surface layer is situated in the lower most portion of the planetary boundary layer of the atmosphere, and there the velocity profile can be adjusted so that the horizontal frictional stress, that is horizontally moving winds, where due to the friction the stress is nearly independent of the height. So those stress due to the friction in the surface layer are independent of height. Now Ekman layer, which are between the top, from the top of the surface layer to around 1 kilometer. This is a layer in which a three-way balance between Coriolis force, pressure gradient force and viscous force. So when three type of forces are in balance, it is observed in the Ekman layer. This layer provides a quantitative valid description of dynamical properties of the boundary layer, which are important for analysis of mid-latitude synoptic scale forces. But for some other conditions, it should be mentioned that in neutral or unstably stratified condition, where the atmosphere is unstable, the structure of the planetary boundary layer is generally determined by convectively driven turbulent mixing. Such conditions are typical throughout most of the tropical region like India, Africa, these regions, the tropical regions. There the atmosphere is unstable, and there this planetary boundary layer condition may not be applied. Thus, in summary, planetary boundary layer is a lower portion of the atmosphere, ranges between 30 meter to 1 kilometer height. There are two types of sub-layers can be seen. One is called surface layer and another is called Ekman layer. Surface layer is the lowermost portion where the frictional force are negligible, means independent of the height. And in the Ekman layer, those Ekman layers are especially can give a qualitative information about the motion of the planetary boundary layer or the high latitude regions. But in tropical regions, those generally determined by the convectively driven turbulent mixing. So in tropics, the condition is little different. Now I will come on one of the important theory, that is called the mixing length theory. So step by step I will derive in the copy. So in a turbulent fluid, the viscosity measured at a point generally fluctuations oriented, and it fluctuates rapidly. This is called turbulent eddies. That means we can assume the atmosphere as a fluid. Now the fluid, there is a velocity which can change very rapidly. So those changes, small fluctuations, are called the turbulent eddies. Thus, any instantaneous velocity can be represented at the sum of the mean turbulent flow and the eddy turbulent flow. So you can see like this. If one velocity is changing like this, there will be a mean value, and these are the fluctuations. Okay, so this velocity at a particular time, for this time, say the velocity is 5 meter per second along a direction. So this 5 meter plus second you can assume as this is 3 and this is 2, or 4 plus 1. So 4 will be the mean plus 1. So at any point, instantaneous value will be 4 plus 1. This is called the mean value and this is called the fluctuation. So this is the eddy, turbulent eddy, and this is the mean flow. So any instantaneous velocity, suppose u equals to mean value u plus u prime. Okay, so where the angle brackets are for the mean value, sorry, this will not be a mean value. So mean value plus turbulent eddies. Okay, or in other words, you can say it is mean turbulent flow and this is the turbulent eddy. Okay, now this now we know the horizontal equations of motion can be written for the atmosphere is del u del t plus u del x plus v del u del x plus w del u del z minus f v equals to minus 1 by rho del p del x. This is the x component. Similarly, the y component we can write del v del t plus u del v del x plus v del v, this is y, del y plus w del v del z minus plus f u equals to minus 1 by rho del p del y. So this is the y component of the equation of motion, where u, v and w are the different components of the wind, horizontal and vertical components. Now, as we have assumed that any instantaneous velocity can be represented as a sum of the mean eddies, mean turbulent flow and the turbulent eddies. That means mean value and the fluctuation. So here also we can substitute u equals to mean of u plus the fluctuation, v equals to mean of v plus its fluctuation. Now if you put these values of u and v with respect to the mean and the fluctuation of the velocities in the equation 1 and 2, you can get from this term del u del t. The fluctuation term, we can put u equals to mean of u plus u prime. Now mean of u we are writing first, and the prime time will shift to the right hand side, plus u del x plus from here v del u del y plus w del u del z minus f v. Now the left part will move to the right hand side. So here I am writing right hand side is minus 1 by rho del p mean del x minus 1 by rho. I am taking 1 by rho extra term. Suppose here u plus u prime del u prime del t, it will go to right hand side, and I am taking another 1 by rho extra. Then what we'll see is del x of rho will come, this and this rho will be cancelled out, u prime. Okay, how it is coming? You can see this is u and it will be u plus u prime. Here one u is there, u plus u prime. So from here u and u is coming left hand side we have written. Now right hand side, this u prime and u prime we have to multiply. The u prime and u mean will be 0. There is a condition I am telling later after writing this equation. So what we got, this u prime and u prime here, okay, plus similarly others del y rho inside mean u prime v prime, again del z of rho u prime w prime. Okay, this is the equation number 3 you can give. I am skipping one step, how we have just taken this component instead of these 4 components multiplied 4. So u prime plus u mean and u prime, these are omitted because there is a condition called, say for example we are taking rho u w then equals to rho inside bracket mean of u plus u prime and mean of w plus w prime. Suppose this one we want to simplify. Okay. Now what will it will come? Rho u w plus u w plus u w prime plus u prime w plus u prime w prime. Now you can see these two terms. This is when we are taking the average and multiply by this one, it is assumed to be very small and can be neglected. So what we got, only this term and this term will be left. This time we have written right hand side and this term we have written in the left hand side for simplification. Now similarly from the equation 2 also we can write. To verify this, you can write step by step, so that now when I will write the equation, I will derive from equation 2, then you can see either the steps are understandable or not. So from the equation 3, what we will see, del v del t plus u del v del x plus v del v del y plus w del v del z plus f u. So equals to minus 1 by rho del p del y minus 1 by rho. Here also rho we are taking common. The reason behind this I will explain in the later. It will be needed. Del x of rho u prime v prime plus del y of rho v prime plus del z of rho v prime w prime. This is equation number 4 you can write. For simplicity I have skipped the step for simplification from u equals to u mean plus u prime, how I have shown you. The terms in the square bracket in the right hand side, you can see this term in the equation here and the earlier equation here, this term. Okay, so I'm telling this term which depend on the turbulent fluctuations are called the eddy stress term. These are the eddy stress term. Okay, in the mixing length theory, these terms are parameterized in the terms of mean field variables by assuming that the eddy stresses are proportional to the gradient of the mean wind. Now you can see what is the meaning of this equation. Here left hand side we have used the mean values, which at right hand side is the fluctuations. Now the meaning is fluctuations we cannot compute properly, that's why these fluctuations is converted to the mean field values. Okay, so that with the mean value we can find out the fluctuations also. That is called the parameterization. That means which are unresolvable components, these components are converted to the resolvable components. So with this we can calculate this one. So here what is assumed that eddy stress are, these stresses are proportional to the gradient of the mean wind. The gradient of the mean wind, see, gradients are there. Okay, since in the planetary boundary layer vertical gradients are much larger than the horizontal gradient, we shall consider only the vertical eddy stress term. So the vertical eddy stress term, how we come later next. According to the mixing length hypothesis, a parcel of fluid which is